Well, welcome back once again to the stage at PRI Friday, and we see the finish line in sight. In fact, I'm going to start reaching for the parachutes. Brian Loans has left the house. This is not junk time, but we've got about a 21-point lead, and they're bringing in the backup. So, Jeremy White, I'd like to welcome you to the show, and tell us a little bit about your company, Thermo-Tec.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, so we are the leading industry, the industry leader in heat and sound control products for anything automotive. We've been around since 1987. We started with just a backyard drag race. My dad had an old CUDA, and then from there on, we just grown into the company we are today. Everything from aerospace, the military, home use, anything. We have a heat and sound control products to solve any issue.
So tell us a little bit about, we see it every day. We see an exhaust, it's wrapped. You guys probably cover a pretty wide range from sprint cars to midgets. You're not exclusive just to drag racing.
Right, yeah, we do any kind of racing from off-road. We actually work with some trucks in the Score Baja 1000 to dirt oval, asphalt oval, road course, anything like that, and even drag racing. If it produces heat, we have a product to solve your issues because you're going to melt something or you're going to have some sort of failure because heat does cause a lot of damage under the hood.
So let me ask you this. I have a son at 16. He raced a Briggs engine. And is it just a layer of protection, or is there some performance benefits? I know that with exhaust, with certain engines, if you powder coat it, you allow some of the temperature to stay in the motor. It actually increases performance. With your product, is it just a cosmetic, an optics, as well as safety, or is there any benefit to any type of car's performance?
Yeah, so when we started the company, actually, when we invented the exhaust wrap, it was strictly safety that we were looking to do. But then we realized that it does actually increase horsepower when you wrap the exhaust system with our fiberglass wraps. So yeah, when you do apply it, doesn't matter what it is, you're going to increase the scavenging effect of the exhaust system, moving those gases through faster and therefore increasing horsepower. And it may not be, 10, 15, 20 horse like people are trying to go for with different modifications, but it does help, and it also does prolong the life of underhood components.
So Jeremy, it's great to hear this story. It's a family business. It literally started in your garage, and it's such a good story to see that your company has grown. How is this show, what's the impact of doing business with and connecting with a lot of your customers? How has the show been for you to this point?
This show's been great. I've been coming to this show for probably, I think this is my 9th one. But my father's been coming to him since he started the company, obviously. But this show's great just because you meet a lot of the racers, and then from there on you can hear their issues that they're having, and then develop products around the problems that different cars create. Because every race is different, every vehicle is different, every niche in each individual vehicle has a different problem, and hearing it from the mouths of the racers allows us to do our job better.
So that leads me to my next question. What is the range of products that you have? It can't be just one. It can't be just one wrap fits all. How many different types of materials and densities do you guys cover?
We have around 150 different part numbers.
Wow.
But we do anything from coating the exhaust with the wrap to sleeving, to heat barriers for the exterior firewall, battery wraps, air intake wraps, different things like that. So like I said, pretty much from the front end to the rear end, if you have a heat issue somewhere, there's a product we have that is going to solve your problem.
So when you say a battery wrap, that makes me want to ask, does it help in the cold weather as well when you insulate a battery or wrap it, so to speak? I'm from Southern California. I've been here in Indianapolis, and when I was in California, I never had batteries freeze. Does your product, does it help that application?
A little bit, but it's not geared towards it.
Yeah.
So the top and the bottom of the battery are still exposed, but it wraps around the edges. But you can also buy more of the product and coat the bottom, coat the top if you want, obviously leaving the connectors exposed. But now, as far as cold goes, it doesn't help too much.
Yep.
But we're mainly for heat and sound. But yeah, the heat is the main issue.
Well, let's talk a little bit about. We have an idea where it started. It started in your garage, but what kind of racing? What was your background? It was in the sport of drag racing?
Yeah, so my father started it. He was drag racing, and he actually had my oldest sister at the time was just a toddler, and he was worried about her getting burned on the exhaust of the car when working on it and stuff, which everybody's lost an article of skin somewhere because of that. So, yep.
We all have them.
Yep.
Right.
So whether it be a motorcycle, like I have the inside of my legs, people have it on your arms, things like that. So that was what it started with, was drag racing, and then he did drag racing, still has a pro comp drag car. I did a super late model on dirt. I've raced motocross. So all over the place we've been and doing everything.
Any motorcycle application? I know from a safety perspective, it would make sense, but I know that, of course, a lot of motorcycles, the visual, the look of the bike is important. But, when you talk performance, is that something that your company makes something specific for a motorcycle? Wrapping the exhaust?
Yeah, so none of our stuff is vehicle specific. It's all universal. But our products are used by numerous teams, especially like the Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. They use our products underneath the gas tank, underneath the airbox, because on something like that, everything is so condensed and so right on top of the engine. If you can keep cooler air coming in and cooler fuel going in, then you're going to increase horsepower as well. So
Jeremy, for anyone that cannot make the show, of course, you have a booth here. In the hall behind us?
Yep. We're over at 1836 is our booth number.
All right.
So we're over in the other side here.
And best place on the website for anyone that's watching to take a look at the product? Any website?
Yep. Just Thermo-Tec.com will be the best place to reach us. All of our contact info and social media plugs are there.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy White, for dropping by. Cool it. If you have anything, if you have any burn, if you don't, just take a look at our burns and you'll be convinced. Take a look at their product. Jeremy, thank you for dropping by. And we're going to have one more coming at you soon.
Thank you very much.